trend is up. Everything is fine.
Hey, wanna play hide and clap?
Jim Cramer said he's bullish.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
How's it going, everyone? Mario here. Another positive week for the markets. In last week's plan, we were expecting a pullback in an uptrend with a side note that even if we don't, it wouldn't be surprising as the trend is still to the upside. This is why you don't short an uptrend unless and until you get confirmation from the markets. When guys like Jim Cramer is turning bullish, it's time to be a bit more cautious. I'll be moving my stop losses up on the runners that I got left. NASDAQ was flat for this week with small caps and S&P 500 leading the way. The daily charts on SPY, the trend is still bullish, still above the positively sloping 5-day moving average. Though extended, it doesn't matter, as being a smartass and trying to call the top and trying to short an uptrend is how traders blow up their accounts. I'm still predominantly long on my portfolio with stocks. When I see the trend change, I'll get stopped out with a nice chunk of change. When it comes to SPY, they closed exactly at that highs of 2023 which we made on June. Into next week, this is going to be the area of interest, the infamous 460 to 462 zone. If they start pushing for the 6th straight green week in a row, the door opens for the next leg up towards the all-time highs. Oh, but macro is bearish. Yeah, keep sticking to your macro thesis and keep shorting a strong uptrend. Let's see how that works out for you in the long run. Focus on the price. That's the only thing that pays. What if they start rejecting the 460 to 462 and start the pullback from there? Well, the good old 456.30 is going to come in handy as the 5-day moving average is starting to slope up around the same area. I'm going to stay long as the price stays above the positive 5-day moving average. I will start getting cautious if they break under the same. Until then, follow the trend. When it comes to QQQ, the NASDAQ has underperformed SPY and IWM this week. When both SPY and IWM made new 52-week highs, NASDAQ is still stuck in this range. They still managed to close above the 5-day moving average again last Friday. We were a bit cautious on QQQ and they broke under the 5-day moving average last Wednesday. But they managed to recapture it back. Still watching the recent highs at 393. If they take it out, the road to 400 to 408 is still in cards. If they start losing the 5-day moving average, we'll handle it real time. I'll start getting cautious if the price take out the last week lows at 386. If they do, odds of getting a steeper pullbacks goes higher. But as long as they're staying above the 5, I am not going to be too bearish on NASDAQ either. Let's go over some of our positions in our small account portfolio and review some trades we took and closed for this week. The stocks on the small accounts did really good. TLT making a new 52-week highs, TAL moving around 30% in a week, PAT moving around 10 to 15% from entry, Upwork breaking even but still looking constructive, and VST made a new all-time closing highs. TAL, absolutely great looking chart. It was forming a nice cup and handle in the weekly time frame and they broke out of it with a big green candle. We anchored the VWAP to the same candle and took the day 2 continuation trade. Took some profits at $12 and made the second cut at $12.15 and got stopped out on the runners at $12.06. It's a nice 3-hour trade in the bag. VST, a nice uptrend. We got involved on this when they started showing strength from the positively sloping 20-day moving average and scaled up on the positions once they recaptured the 5-day moving average. Sold half of it at $35.60, got rid of the positions last Friday, another beautiful 3-hour. PATH. This is an interesting one. We got into the trade once they recaptured the VWAP last Friday after that huge gap up at $23.20 with stop losses at the lows of that particular day at $22.20. We risked $1 to make $3 to the upside. We closed most of our positions on the same day to cover the initial risk and took some profits off of the table. Only a few runners left. Price might just consolidate here for a while between the inception AVWAP and the AVWAP from the earnings. If they pull back to the AVWAP and find buyers, I will add more to the positions, and if they break under, I'll cut the runners for break even and still close the trade for 2 hours. If you want the real-time updates on the trade ideas, check out the Patreon. It can be a great help, especially if you're working 9 to 5 and can't keep an eye out for the positions throughout the markets. The small account portfolio was up overall 5% this week just by trading shares. shares. Let's see if we can beat the S&P 500 by end of December with this portfolio by just trading shares with proper risk management. With that being said, take high probability trades, manage the risk wisely. I'll see you guys in the next video.